Right, so we're going to go from this to this, or something like that. So what I'll do is what I'll do here is I'll well, first off, I could just show you well the kind of problems you will meet. Let's say that, okay, we can go like that, so it's the default settings, right? I'm not really sure why this okay, anyway, so got the brush to work, and I'm not sure why that failed, but maybe a user error. But anyway, so if we go like this, you'll see that it screws up this area. So there are methods to kind of like avoiding that. One is, of course, to select this area here and to only draw on that area. The other one is to kind of like doing the opposite. You loop it, expand it a few times, and you get this, and you invert that, and well, we could just hide this polygon selection and keep on drawing. So like that, you'll see that it keeps this kind of like this topology here. So that's one way you could go about it. The other way, which might be better, is actually to create a morph. So we'll create a morph. I will already created one morph, morph 1, and I'll make another morph called morph 2, right? Just show you here that I got those two. I'm sure you know how to make them. So I'll go to morph 1, and I'll use this slide. Do something like, well, this maybe. Doesn't look that great, does it? Oh, okay, let's. I'm not quite getting the result that I want here. Let's see. This this requires training. I think sometimes it feels like it's better to zoom out to this added distance. I don't know if that's true or not. But okay, so say something like that. That is good. You know, this is the first time I use it for this, so I'm sure you'll get better results than me. So I'm in morph 1, and I have a backup in morph 2. So let's go to morph 1, and we'll loop that and go something like this. And we'll go for wireframe mode, go to this airbrush tool, and use the morph 2, which will kind of like reset that those polygons. So we'll just paint like that. Make sure it's 100%. Go back to wireframe shade, and that is all good. Sort of. I can see that this stuff here is not really quite doing what I wanted to. I guess maybe I can go like this and expand that selection, sort of. Okay, I don't know, something like this maybe. Go back to the airbrush again. I think I'll leave it at 100% actually. Go to wireframe. It's too bad I have to go to wireframe to do that, but anyway. So go like that. Okay, that really went all the way up. Okay, is that a good thing? Maybe I can make that go down again. Yeah, probably. By doing this. That is not that bad, but it's not that great either. Let's try not something else. Yeah, much better. We'll just smooth it out. There's also a smooth brush here that I could have used, I guess. Let's just try that. Yeah, not that bad. That might be better in this case. It's a bit slower, but or maybe even a mix. Okay, so lots of ways to fix that. This is just one of many ways though. So that's how you can fix that, and again, using morphs to clean up the shape. So that's what I prefer. I actually prefer to use endomorphs to clean things up. It would be very nice if we would have weights here, if we could have used weight maps, but still, I mean, even without weight maps, it's actually quite good. Yeah. Maybe even a revert brush would be, or a revert function would be nice. So I could just do this and click revert and paint over the area that I didn't want to be affected. Okay, so I'm trying to make it wrinkle even more. But it's a bit difficult, I guess, to preserve the volume. I mean, it's not like a magic plugin, even though it's close. So I'm sure you've seen that 3D code has something similar. But I really wanted to check LightWave and see how this worked in LightWave. I'm trying to get this kind of like a shape that goes like this and like that. It's close, not quite what I want, but I'm just going to hit tab so you can see the result here. And okay, let's clean this up a little bit, change it. Different ways to go about that. I think first of all I'll fix this area down here, and again I'm going to use the airbrush to do that. And remember, you have to go to the wireframe mode in order to fix that. Whoops, that was way too much. It's actually, sometimes it's just a bit difficult. To make it the way I want it to. Well, I guess I could tweak some of that manually as well. Select path, and I'll use select path again. Just use the radial move tool and move that down. Yeah, pretty good. Maybe I want to change this slightly. This is where it would be nice to be able to select this like that and just make it have a fall off. Well, actually I can. Come to think of it, there is a way of doing that, sort of, and that is using the move tool to go like that. And either that's, maybe you think maybe you're satisfied with that. If you're not, then you could actually smooth that out using real-time smoother or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, what do you know? Solved. I think in this case, let's see, I simply want to move these guys out a bit. I think I'm just going to use, once again, the regular move tool and go like that. No. I'll go like this. Contract the selection, go like this. Contract the selection, go like this. That's a bit better. So yeah. Okay. Just smooth that out a bit. You could also, again, you could use where is it? Smooth. LWBrush smooth to do that. But it's not quite as fast actually as real-time smooth. So Sometimes it's just an idea to turn off the polygon selection in order to see what you're actually doing, and even going to smooth shade, and you can run this and see if that's the result you want or not. So yeah. This is not really all that great, but I think you get the idea how you could use that, how you could use the slide tool to create wrinkles on t-shirts and stuff. This kind of looks like, well, I'm not so sure about this area here, but this is the first test anyway, using that tool, so I'm sure you can do much better. So yeah. So that's kind of like the difference. Well, could look much better, but you know, this is just a preview of that tool and how you can do it, how you can use endomorphs to adjust or to undo brush strokes. Yeah, bit of this and that. I really wish there was a shortcut for this. Anyway, you could also after having done this in med-res, you could do it in high-res. So make the larger details first, and then up that resolution, and use the slide tool after having used it on the med-res. You might want to copy the object before doing that to a new layer. But yeah, that's that. All right. Same rule applies. I'm still in the morph mode, so I can still fix this area here by using the endomorph. I can also, of course, like I showed earlier, use the smooth tool or the smooth function, but that's not necessarily going to keep the volume. It will flatten it out instead of keeping the volume like that. So, but in this case it's not a big deal. I mean, it's very subtle anyway, so I think that should be okay. One thing that I didn't show you is that it's of course completely okay to use the push-pull tool here to fix things manually. Might want to go wireframe when you do this. Also, you might want to, as this is a high resolution object, you know, it's questionable if you want to do this, if you actually want to paint the wrinkles, but anyway, just showing it, or if you want to use cloth simulator to create the wrinkles. But anyway, the object can get quite dense, so you might want to go like this and hide the other object to speed things up. Let's see if I got that shortcut right. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So now hiding all of that other stuff is going to speed up, hopefully, this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think it was like super great. I don't think it was like wow speeding that up, but yeah, so holding down Control or Shift will change the direction. But yeah, you know, I've shown you enough, I guess. Let's see. Man, I could go on doing this forever, so. Okay, so on hide, and yeah. Is this video long enough? Yes, it is. Again, use, or not again, I guess I didn't tell you, but use subpatch instead of Catmull Clark, because subpatch is faster. It has nothing to do with these settings here, but subpatch in general is faster. So if you can, use subpatch when you want to sub-D this object. Right? Beautiful, not exactly, but hey, first try, right? So there you go. Using slide to create wrinkles.